Hi, Taurus. Thank you for joining me for your June Astro Tarot Forecast. My name is Audrey Alison. I'm shuffling the Morgan Greer Tarot. Taurus, please watch all three of your highlighted signs, your rising sign, your sun sign, and your moon sign, for a full dose of the cosmos for the month. On June 3rd, Mercury goes direct at 26 degrees of your sign, Taurus. Oof, so you're afforded some replenished energy as you've probably been walking backwards or on your hands the last couple of weeks. Although Mercury's retrograde started in Gemini on May 13th, he's ended up reversed in your sign, the last 4 degrees of it over the course of the first week of June, or in the last couple days of May. Taurus, you are green lit for communications and interviews from June 4th on. And you're now able to assess the physical self much better. You could have had a reprieve of tending to your physical health and wellness over 3 weeks. When Mercury slows down here, we don't make the best decisions regarding the first sector of body. And it could have been a lazy time for Taurus, and that's totally understandable. You had your solar return, and you have the freedom to take a chill pill when Mercury chills down in your specific sign. So we have our full moon on June 14th at 23 degrees of Sagittarius, and there is an illumination in the 8th house for Taurus. What do you need to see in your intimate relationships here? There's an awareness for Taurus, additionally, in your shared resources sector. Things should be balanced and fair in terms of who's providing for what in your living arrangement. If you live with your partner, if you're married, or if you're in a committed relationship, there's a requiring of equal contribution. And if there isn't, there is a discussion about this. And the full moon is closure. There could be closing a method of doing something in terms of how the money is split and shared, and a new process is implemented here with fairness. On June 21st, our sun enters the sign of Cancer. Our summer solstice is here in the northern hemisphere, and it's the longest day of the year. The sun is entering your 3rd house of writing, communication, expression, local travel, neighbors and communities, sibling relationships. Our new moon is also in this 3rd house sector on June 28th at 7 degrees of Cancer, in this 3rd house of travel and connection with the people closest to you. Taurus, what a beautiful time to go on a road trip from June 21st through June 30th. Venus enters Gemini on June 22nd. That's your money sector. And Venus doesn't often get credit for being a prosperity planet, but she is. She's the planet of love and attraction, but she also governs Taurus, which is the 2nd sign, and that is the sign of finance and stability. So when Venus enters Gemini, that represents your 2nd house of finances and stability. There's an increase for Taurus, probably to afford that road trip. I see camping. I see connecting with nature and setting up tents and taking the drive just maybe 2 or 3 hours away from you, and it looks like it's like a whole new wilderness. Cooking off the land, having like a nice fire and music around it. Now, that's not happening for every Taurus, but there's a specific clairvoyant image I'm receiving that I feel like it's strongly related to someone's already planned trip. You have options of where you'd like to travel, but you also have the resources with the assistance of Venus, even through July in your financial sector. Taurus is receiving the recognition of increase here. Let's see what is in your tarot. Oh, Jupiter and Mars are also conjunct in Aries the entire month of June. And for you, that's your 12th house. You don't really mind this that much, but Jupiter's allowing for some grand ideas and the positivity and optimism that you can achieve something in 2023 that you will really put out there in the world when Jupiter enters Taurus. But Mars is conjunct Jupiter the next 60 days, and they're working together cosmically to both expand Jupiter and give action towards Mars, this 12th sector of intuition, expanding your intuitive self and how you tend to healing from addiction, releasing old default patterns and mental processes. This is a perfect time to have some therapeutic healing in releasing trauma or abuse in your life. With Mars in the 12th house, with the aid of Jupiter there, allowing for the positive outcome of healing, the faith that you can heal. And I'm mentioning healing because the 12th house is our deepest spiritual sector, and it has a lot to do with wounds and healing and release of them. It's where we exit in the solar wheel and get ready for another cycle of Aries. So you're leaving some dirt behind here, Taurus, and you're allowed to throughout this year. Okay, now let's see what's in the tarot for you. I'm losing my voice talking so much in these forecasts. Let me take a sip. I love agua fria. Okay, Knight of Rods. You're traveling, relocation, a journey, short distance trip, or further. But your third house is so active, why not just stay close for now? Taking action on what you're passionate about. Knight of Fire, Knight of Rods. Wow, sobriety, clear thinking, Ace of Swords, direct, being direct, having a good idea, a brilliant concept. Say yes is when this appears. Be direct, have clear thinking, and say yes. Also, don't drink and drive, which is always the moral here. Always, that applies, but these specifically is sobriety when in movement. The Emperor. We don't need any authorities getting involved here. The Emperor suggests control, and who has it? I think that Taurus needs to have control. And there's nothing like removing yourself in order to gain a higher perspective. And I think that's what travel affords you. If you are limited in a position or restricted with a boss figure, take your vacay in June. Come back to that. Get some reprieve here. There's another ace, and it's a new source of health and wealth for you. Everyone deserves a vacation. So I'm getting that you've worked hard. You can do this. You might have to get it cleared by an authority or a boss figure or a paternal parent. If you're young and you live with your parents, they might be also contributing to paying for this trip. But I think that Taurus is meant to go and to take a moment to feel free and not have anybody leading you if you do. Freedom is also represented in the Knight of Rods or Fire. I hope this was helpful for you, Taurus. I'm wishing you a beautiful month of June. If you'd like a reading with me, I'm at audreyalison.com. You can choose your reading length and see my calendar. All right, Taurus, remember the sky is limitless, so reach for the stars.